The fans make their way into Fenway Park for Game 2 of a 4-game series between the Kansas City Royals and the Boston Red Sox. Welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo, as always, joined by Jerry Remy. Welcome to Red Sox baseball. Well, the Red Sox tonight have their hands full. This is a very good Kansas City Royals team. They have the second most wins in the majors, and they just got better by adding Johnny Cueto.
Well, Don, it's always fun to watch great pitchers pitch, and you're going to see one tonight in Johnny Cueto, and he's fun to watch because he has so many different type of deliveries to home plate. He'll turn his back like Tion did to hitters. He'll quick pitch guys. He does all kind of different things to throw off the timing of hitters, and he really has been one of the top-notch pitchers in all of baseball over the last couple of years. Starting out this year with Cincinnati getting traded at a deadline to Kansas City, that makes him awfully strong going into the postseason. And you see what he's done so far for Kansas City, a 2-1 record, but a 1.80 ERA, only 4 walks and 21 strikeouts, and opponents only hitting .222. So this was a major pickup by the Royals, and it's one that they hope can take them to the promised land.
Last night, the Red Sox won Game 1 of the series. Mookie Betts leading it off again tonight for Boston. He loves taking on Kansas City. 6-11 the average against the Royals with 2 home runs in the season series. We're back with more from Fenway right after this. Covered at the moment as the Red Sox and Royals play Game 2 of the series. Welcome back inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo. Well, this Kansas City Royals team, of course, went 7 games deep into the World Series last year before the Giants beat them. They come into this season playing very good baseball, winning 73 games so far this year, but the Red Sox have handled them quite well. Part of our Coors Light cold hard facts. Over the last 2 years, the Red Sox have been a Major League best 9-2 in the last 2 years against KC, 19-8 at Fenway since 2008. And the Red Sox are 3-1 so far this year, having gone to Kansas City earlier this year. Well, tonight, Gary Strzeski, the tall lefty, certainly has a tall task.
Yeah, that might be an understatement. Obviously, 23-year-old rookie Henry Owens going up against the 29-year-old perennial all-star in Johnny Cueto. But fortunately for Owens and this Red Sox team, that's sort of a matchup that Owens is already familiar with.
In Henry's case, he's rock solid. I mean, he's got the great presence, the great savvy that's going to give him the opportunity to go out and perform. He went up against Justin Verlander in Detroit and was unfazed by it. I think Henry it takes the necessary information that's very typical of all of our starting pitchers, goes with it, and draws up a game plan. I'm really excited to see what he's going to do today.
And so is the rest of Red Sox Nation. And just to give you a sort of glimpse into the Red Sox clubhouse during the media availability from about 4 o'clock up until about 4:50, Henry Owens was nose deep in this Kansas City Royals lineup scouting report. So obviously he's ready to go looking to add another win to the season.
All right, Gary, thanks very much. Well, the Red Sox getting ready for Game 2 of the series. We're back with the first pitch from Fenway right after this. Southwest.com. Now back at Fenway Park, some ominous clouds above Fenway as we get this game started tonight. Lights are on, and it's pretty dark right now as the Red Sox have taken the field tonight wearing their alternate red Friday night jerseys. As let's check out the Royals lineup. It is brought to you by your New England Chevy dealers. Leading it off and at shortstop is Alcides Escobar, with Ben Zobrist, very versatile, and at third base in tonight's game. Lorenzo Cain in center field bats third with Eric Hosmer at first base. Kendrys Morales is the DH with Salvador Perez doing the catching. It is Alex Rios in right field with Paulo Orlando in left field batting eighth, and Omar Infante at second base bats ninth. The Red Sox starting pitchers presented by your local New England Audi dealers. Henry Owens on the mound to get his fourth start of the year. 1-1 with a 6.19 earned run average, 17 strikeouts to 6 walks. And opponent sitting at 277 against Owens. Last time out, a no decision. He gave up 7 runs in 6 innings. He did punch out 10, though, along the way.
The Red Sox defense is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. They are 11th in the American League with 72 errors on the season. Pablo Sandoval will be at third base. Andy Bogarts the shortstop. Josh Rutledge at second. Travis Shaw at first. Left to right, Hanley Ramirez, Mookie Betts, Rusney Castillo, and Blake Swihart doing the catching for Henry Owens.
Now, tonight's umpires are brought to you by Buick. Experience a new Buick lineup during this year's Sign and Drive. See your local Buick dealer today. Bob Davidson has the play call on the balls and strikes with Hunter Wintelstead, the crew chief, at first base. Mike Everett is at second base, and David Rackley, the umpire, at third. Where available, this telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your television remote. Enjoy the game.
Buenas noches, amigos.
Right now, cloud covered for the most part, 80 degrees as we get it started. Breeze out to left at 8 miles per hour. And the forecast for scattered thunderstorms in the area. These are some pretty dark clouds above Fenway right now as we get it started. And Red Sox trying to make it now 4 in a row as they have won 3 straight. The Final 2 games against the Cleveland Indians of that series, and the first game of this series against Kansas City. It'll be fun to watch Johnny Cueto pitch tonight as well.
Yeah, Cueto, a big pickup by the Kansas City Royals at the trade deadline, and a guy that has really pitched well since coming over to Kansas City. So this is going to be quite a challenge tonight for the Red Sox offense.
Well, here comes Alcides Escobar to get it started. Well, Escobar at .271 with 2 homers and 37 runs batted in. And this Kansas City Royals team coming in with a 13.5 game lead atop the American League Central. They are 73-47, second most wins in the majors, only behind the St. Louis Cardinals, who have 77 wins. First pitch of the ball game from Henry Owens is up and away for ball 1. So 4th major league start tonight for Owens. I think certainly the best lineup that Owens has faced so far. He has faced some good ones so far, but this one even better. Of course, his debut couldn't have gotten any larger from a stage standpoint than Yankee Stadium.
That second start he's made here at Fenway. Last time, as you mentioned, Don, against Seattle. There you see the breakdown. A lot of fastballs.
Trying to get one over for a strike and cannot. A 4-pitch walk to begin the night. So Escobar down to first base on 4 pitches.
And that's tough to do because these Kansas City Royals, they don't walk very much. Matter of fact, the fewest walks in the American League. Only 21 total on the season for Escobar.
So he's aboard to get it started. Here is Ben Zobrist. He's all over, but tonight starts at third base. The Sox have certainly seen a lot of Zobrist over the years with the Tampa Bay Rays. This year started the year the new team, the Oakland Athletics. It ends up going to Kansas City. Traded to the Royals on July the 28th.
He's one of those guys that just kind of grows on you. You know, the first time you see him, nothing really stands out. But then the more you watch him play, he's such a good player. Can play so many different positions. Very solid.
Very good against lefties. They move him up the order, higher in the order, and he bats second tonight. And a swing and a miss. Off balance there on that cut.
As a changeup that time from Owens. The last time out he hung a few changeups. They stayed up in the zone, but this one very good. It stays down in the zone inside. Supposed to be away, but it's okay. It was low enough in the swing and miss.
Off balance cut, and he strikes him out. Back to the changeup again.
That's a good sign for Owens, you know, to be able to get that changeup down in his zone. Back-to-back changeups and put Zobrist away on this changeup. Almost the exact same spot as pitch number 3. Fastball, curveball, changeup from Owens. At least that's what we saw last time out against Seattle.
Inc. Insurance, great service, great coverage, and a great price for auto, home, or life insurance. On his Red Sox debut, 10-plus strikeouts. As Alex Spear of the Boston Globe points out. One down with Escobar at first base, held on there by Shaw. And here is Lorenzo Cain. Cain at .309 coming in with 12 homers and 54 runs batted in. Tall lefty Henry Owens, listed at 6'6", and 23 years of age. There's a fly ball down the right field line over as Rusney Castillo on the warning track. He'll get there to make the catch for the second out. No advance at first for Escobar. 2 down. The Red Sox season ticket plans will soon be available for the 2016 season. For information about becoming a Red Sox season ticket holder, please call 617-226-6888 or visit redsox.com/season tickets today. Now 2 down here in the first inning after the leadoff walk by Henry Owens. Now dealing with Eric Hosmer. 315 with 14 homers and 72 runs batted in for Hosmer. You think about Hosmer offensively when you think about him, but also extremely good defensively as well.
Yeah, he's really good. I mean, he that's what stood out for me when I first saw Hosmer play at the major league level, how smooth he was down at first base. And then, of course, the offense has also been very, very good for him, hitting 4th in the lineup for the Royals.
A 2-time Gold Glove Award winner, and he's committed just 3 errors in 1,032 chances. That's pretty good. The 1 pitch in the dirt.
Escobar at first base. He's got 12 steals on the season, caught 5 times. Morales on deck.
And this first inning very important for Owens. I guess important for any starting pitcher, but certainly so young in his major league career. Toss to first, very short lead for Escobar. Gets back to the bag without a problem. Ball and a strike to Eric Hosmer. Play for Hosmer to pull as Mookie Betts is into right center. A lot of green grass in left center. And a grounder foul. Nice grab by a fan with a glove.
A good crossover move right there by Clay Buchholz, number 11.
Snap throw over to first base, and diving back this time is Escobar.
Yeah, a little different look that time. Instead of the wind and throw to first base, to step off the rubber and throw. Step off the back of the rubber and just make that sidearm throw to first base, a little bit off target.
This one fouled back by Hosmer. Hanging tough here. He will see a 5th pitch in this at bat. 0 for 4 last night. Had a 10-game hitting streak come to an end last night. Going 0 for 4 in the ball game. The 3rd time in the last 23 games that he's taken an 0 for. Fourth major league start tonight for Henry Owens. Ball and 2 strikes here to Eric Hosmer. Long pause. And a grounder back past his glove towards second. Rutledge throws to first in time. Able to get Hosmer and able to end the inning. Done with half an inning. Red Sox are coming up. Tonight's game. Of course, the coordinating producer for Boston Bruins hockey. As we head to the bottom of the first, Red Sox are coming up. And on the mound, they'll have to deal tonight with Johnny Cueto. His 5th start in a Kansas City Royals uniform. 2-1 with a 1.80 earned run average. 30 innings, 21 strikeouts, and opponents hitting at .222 against Cueto since joining Kansas City. In there for a high strike to Mookie Betts.
You see a lot of different types of deliveries from Cueto. As you look at his numbers last time out against the Angels, picking up the win in that game. A little bit of a Louis Tiant, turn you back to the hitter approach on the first couple of pitches.
Royals starting pitcher presented by New England Nissan dealers is 1-1. Is going to miss a little bit outside.
And you see Tiant turning his back to the hitter, and Johnny Cueto doing the same thing. Not quite as drastic as Louis.
And not all the time.
Nope. Then he'll give you that quick pitch. All designed to try to throw off the timing of a hitter.
This is lined into right center field. Mookie Betts showing good timing there, and he's thinking about 2. Throw will go to second, and he's got 2 without a problem. A double to begin the night.
Yeah, Mookie's swinging the bat very well. 7-game hitting streak now for Betts. He's 11 for his last 30. He gets the slider here from Cueto and does a nice job taking that ball away from him to center field. Good head discipline that time by Mookie Betts, and from that point being no contest at second base for the double.
So in scoring position here to start the bottom of the first inning, and brings up Pablo Sandoval batting in the 2 spot again, back-to-back nights. And he tried to drop the bunt down, but fouls it back onto the screen.
I don't think at this point they would have the sacrifice on with Sandoval. Looked like he was trying to drop it down the third base line for a base hit. Right off the top of the bat and going straight back.
Now a full swing and a foul off to the grandstand to the left. Sandoval coming in, hitting at .258 with 10 homers and 39 runs batted in. Pablo in last night's game went 1 for 4. And of course his very memorable World Series against these Kansas City Royals. Started all 7 games of the 2014 World Series. Hit at .429 against Kansas City as part of the Giants World Championship. Cueto getting a visit from Salvador Perez. Let's check out the Red Sox lineup. It's brought to you by your Eastern Hyundai dealers. And Mookie Betts, we have seen, he's in center field. Now Pablo Sandoval batting at third base. Xander Bogaerts at shortstop with David Ortiz at DH. Hanley Ramirez in left field with Travis Shaw at first base. Brusney Castillo in right with Blake Swihart doing the catching. And Josh Rutledge at second base bats ninth. 2 pitch going to bounce in and blocked nicely by Perez, able to kind of block it up the first base line.
Salvador Perez, we mentioned last night, very, very big catcher, but a good job there to getting down to the knees to block that breaking ball and keep it in front of him, so Betts has to stay at second base.
193 opponent batting average with runners in scoring position. That is good for 7th. As he misses outside. On deck, Xander Bogaerts. Red Sox batting here in the home half of the first inning. Fly ball into shallow center. Out goes Escobar. Kane coming in, and it'll be Lorenzo Cain for the first out here in the bottom of the first inning.
The Royals defense is brought to you by DraftKings. They are 7th in the American League with 64 errors on the season. Ben Zobrist will be at third base. Alcides Escobar, the shortstop. Omar Infante at second. Eric Hosmer at first base. Left to right, Paulo Orlando, Lorenzo Cain, and Alex Rios, and Salvador Perez doing the catching for Cueto.
Cueto facing the Red Sox for the first time in his career. Red Sox never facing him when he was a member of the Reds. There's Xander Bogaerts at .313, 4 homers and 59 runs batted in. And a grounder right side. Omar Infante looks the runner to third and then throws out Bogaerts. So Mookie moving over to third base on the ground ball to the right side. 2 down. Well, tomorrow on NESN, catch one of the most prestigious horse competitions in North America, the Silver Oak Jumper Tournament. Witness the grace and precision of Olympic-level show jumping. Don't miss the Silver Oak Jumper Tournament tomorrow at 5. David Ortiz at .266 with 26 home runs and 75 runs batted in. Not shifting on David. With a runner at third and Mookie Betts.
Boy, you see where Salvador Perez set up almost in the right-handed batter's box to make sure that ball stays way away from David Ortiz with first base open.
Well, David had his 11-game hitting streak come to an end here last night in an 0-for-3 game. As Cueto misses high. Last 12 games 0 for David at .467 with 5 homers and 15 runs batted in.
That pitch at 89 miles an hour. That's a cut fastball from Cueto. Little spin on it.
Too tight, and it's now 3-1. Second in the Cy Young Award voting last year, Clayton Kershaw, a 20-9 record in Cincinnati. 34 starts last year for the Reds. Ortiz on the ground, a foul ball will make it full now. 3-2.
Little change up that time on the 3-1 count to David. Had him out in front and almost a one-handed swing on the foul ball.
Combine the numbers between last year and this year for Cueto, one of the game's best. 29 wins, 16 losses, a 2.34 earned run average combining last year and this year. Ortiz lines it to right. Rios comes in and makes the catch. That'll end it, and Betts left at third base, done with 1 without a score. Red Sox moment, honoring the 75 season in their 122nd game. The Red Sox lost to the White Sox 6-2. Carlton Fisk had 3 hits and scored 2 runs for Boston. Second inning without a score as Kendrys Morales leads it off for the Royals, and he will take ball 1. Morales, the designated hitter, 288, 13 homers, and 83 runs batted in. Morales with 22 RBIs since the All-Star break. Wild swing there, and it's 2-1.
Another good changeup by Owens. He's had a very good changeup here in the first couple of innings. Circle change.
Little check swing that time. Owens last time out really racking up the strikeouts with 10 Ks in his last performance, double his previous high, which had been 5 strikeouts at New York against the Yankees in his major league debut, but at 10 against the Seattle Mariners. Grounded down the third baseline, foul. Owens has gone at least 5 innings in each of his first 3 starts. And his first major league win on the 9th of August at Detroit at Comerica Park. Full count now. Morales drives one to center field. Mookie Betts has a play and makes it for the first out here in the second inning. Follow the Red Sox all season with MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball. Get MLB.com at bat for your smartphone or tablet today. A lot of Kansas City Royals fans here. They have traveled very well for this series. Only time that they are in town during BP, they're all down around the Royals dugout. And I'm trying to think, Jerry, over the years, I think the Cardinals, when they were here, of course, traveled very well. And you think about the fan bases being very similar.
Yeah, they really are. They're terrific fan bases, both in St. Louis and Kansas City. Kansas City draws from many different states.
And they're getting ready for another postseason in Kansas City right now with a 13.5 game lead over the Minnesota Twins in the AL Central. Bogarts throws out Perez, 2 down in the inning. This has not been a race for a while, as the Twins hung in there for a while, but right now they're thinking more about wild card possibilities. With the Royals now 73 victories on the year and a very comfortable 13.5 game lead. 5 in a row retired by Owens, and here is Alex Rios. Lifted in the air to shallow left center field. Betts makes his way in, and Mookie will put it away. Owens has a 1-2-3 second. No score from the fans. Time now for tonight's Dunkin' Donuts poll question. Do you support trading prospects for a potential rental player? Text 1 for yes, text 2 for no. Text your answer to 536-536. Message and data rates may apply. One message per vote. Visit NESN.com/terms for terms and conditions as well as privacy policy. I say yes.
I say yes also. And, when you're in a situation like the Kansas City Royals and you trade prospects for a guy like Johnny Cueto, I mean, you got a chance to win a World Series. How many opportunities do you have to win a World Series?
If you think, and this is what the Baltimore Orioles thought a year ago, that's the right piece that is going to take you to the place you want to be, a world championship, and it's that extra piece that maybe you're missing or a little more depth, then you do it. And the Orioles did it, of course, and now the Red Sox on the other side of that have Eduardo Rodriguez. As this one is dribbled down the third baseline, Cueto plants and throws, and plenty of time, as it turns out, to get Hanley Ramirez. He didn't panic.
Yeah, good job by Cueto as he fielded that ball, and you think he'd rush it, but he didn't. He planted and threw a strike to first base. A little different hesitation delivery that time from Cueto, and gets over there pretty good with the bare hand, plants and throws, and gets the out. A lot of times you see that kind of ball end up down the right field line, but not that time.
One down here in the second inning brings up Travis Shaw. And Shaw takes strike one. And Shaw has really enjoyed hitting at Fenway Park. He's hitting at 382 overall. He's enjoyed hitting everywhere so far in the majors. This one by him, a fastball kind of rising at 93.
When you're facing a guy like Johnny Cueto, you got to forget all about the stuff that happens before the pitch comes, and you really focus on that hand where the baseball is and where the release comes.
Wow.
See right there, he tries the very quick delivery to home plate. So, I mean, you've got to be ready for that.
Does he even come to a stop on that?
Yeah. No, just lets it fly.
1-2 pitch to right, and Rios going back. It'll be over his head, and that'll one-hop the wall. Shaw's headed for two. Throw goes that way, and Shaw's got himself a double. Line shot up over the head of Alex Rios in right field quickly, and it's a one-out double. Let's send it down to Gary.
Guys, Travis Shaw continuing to do what he's been doing, especially right here at Fenway Park. Got a pretty funny story regarding Travis Shaw and meeting now new president of baseball operations, Dave Dombrowski, when he was hired back just 2 nights ago. The night Travis Shaw hit a home run off Corey Kluber, Dombrowski was making his rounds through the dugout and through the clubhouse, introducing himself to players, and Travis Shaw went up to Mr. Dombrowski and said, "Hi there, I'm Travis Shaw." And Dave Dombrowski said, "I know exactly who you are, and by the way, you're swinging quite the hot stick." Of course, remember, this is before the game. That night, Travis Shaw hits a home run off Corey Kluber, continuing to impress, just like the double right there did.
Well, I think everybody right now trying to impress Dave Dombrowski. There is no doubt about that.
We talked about that the other night, how it kind of gives everybody the feeling that, you have to show something to the new sheriff in town.
Did that work?
Absolutely. 1-0 the count here to Castillo, who will pop it up into shallow center, falling fast, and it's going to fall in. To third goes Shaw. He had to wait. And reaching at first is Rusney Castillo as it finds its way on the lawn in short center.
That's a 7-game hitting streak now for Rusney Castillo. This ball was up in the air a long time, and I thought somebody was going to make a play on it, but Lorenzo Cain, I believed, thought that Infante was going to make the play because he kind of held up a little bit, and I think that cost him at the end.
So instead, now a very good opportunity for the Red Sox. First and third with one out. And Rusney now riding a 7-game hitting streak at 360. Blake Swihart, the catcher, batting out of the 8 spot. Saw Hannigan make back-to-back starts, and Torey Lovello talking today before the game that Blake Swihart will likely make back-to-back starts now as the catchers rotate. And bats here with Shaw at third base, Castillo at first, and one down. Swings through that.
That's a good changeup right there from Cueto. 83 on the changeup. keeping it away from Blake Swihart, trying to induce a ground ball for a double play.
Swihart's had a good homestand, hitting at .500 so far in the homestand, 6 for 12. Did not play in last night's game. To left field. Orlando on the move, not going to get there. To one hop the wall. From third comes Shaw. Rusney Castillo will be stopped at third. It's an RBI double for Blake Swihart. The ball gets away. Here comes Rusney. He'll score. Throw to second, safe. Red Sox lead it 2-0. Errant throw back into the infield, and the Red Sox are able to grab another run.
That's very good hitting by Swihart. After a changeup down, he's able to get on top of a high fastball and put it on the line down that left field line. Very good hitting by Swihart. There's the deke out there by Orlando. Of course, the run's going to score now. Here comes the throw back into the infield. It just goes underneath the glove of Escobar. Heads up by the Red Sox. They score another run. Well, that was sloppy defense out there by the Kansas City Royals.
So a 2-0 Red Sox lead. They have charged the error to Escobar, the shortstop. Only on the relay, not catching that ball. Swihart in scoring position at second, still only one out in the inning. Cueto was waiting at the plate, hoping that Perez would turn around and flip to him. He thought maybe they had a play on Rusney Castillo, but instead Perez went to second base trying to get Swihart, who had rounded second. One and one to Josh Rutledge, batting out of the number 9 spot and playing at second base again. And Torey Lovullo saying before the game, Brock Holt a little banged up, giving him back-to-back nights off. Most likely back in there tomorrow. Brock, who has played so much on the season and certainly not used to having this kind of playing time. But he is okay, but out of the lineup again tonight. He is available off the bench, incidentally. He's played now in 99 games on the year. Ground ball, base hit into left field. Swihart had to wait to make sure that it got through the left side, so he just gets to third, and Rutledge has got a base hit, and that's 4 straight hits now for Boston off Cueto.
Yeah, you can see Swihart. He has to wait. He's got to make sure that the shortstop can't make a play on that ball, and of course, that once that happens, you're not going to be able to score the run. Here you see Swihart. He hesitates right there, not sure if Escobar's going to make the play. The last thing he wants to do is be thrown out at third base with one out in the inning.
4 for 4 with 4 singles against Cueto in his career, and in there again tonight. He's got himself a base hit. First and third, 2 runs in, and here is Mookie Betts. And a double in the first inning of Johnny Cueto. So far, a very good second inning for the Red Sox here against Cueto. After the Betts double in the first inning, Sandoval, Bogarts, and Ortiz unable to get him in. And Cueto get out of that first. There's a strike. Cueto from San Pedro de Macorís to the Dominican Republic. As he misses away, and it's 2-1. He signed a 4-year deal back in 2011. And a free agent at the end of this year, whenever this year ends for Kansas City. First and third with 1 out. And that's to left field. That is off the glove of Orlando. From third base comes Swihart. To third goes Rutledge. It's a single for Betts, and it's a 3-0 Red Sox lead.
That ball sinking very quickly on Orlando out in left field. You'll see him put the glove down, but the ball is going to hit off the small finger of the glove as he tries to go into the slide. See that ball right at the last minute sinking on him. Red Sox pick up another run, go first to third. Doing some damage here in the second inning, hitting the ball hard off Cueto.
So runners at the corners still here for the Red Sox. Dave Island, the pitching coach out there. And it brings up Pablo Sandoval to get his second look at Cueto. There's Mookie Betts now 2 for 2 on the night. Well, tomorrow on the Red Sox Report, go behind the scenes to relive Pedro Martinez's memorable week in July, from his Hall of Fame enshrinement to Cooperstown to his number retirement celebration at Fenway. Catch it all tomorrow at 4 on a special edition of the Red Sox Report. Pablo Sandoval, 7th member of the Red Sox to bat in the inning, and fouls it off over by the on-deck circle. Rutledge at third, Betts at first. Cueto was able to get the first out of the inning, getting Hanley Ramirez to ground back to the mound. Since then, he has given up 5 hits, 3 runs. There's an error mixed in there, charged to the shortstop, Escobar, at the moment. On the ground right side, Infante goes to second for 1, on to first. It's a double play. But the damage done, Red Sox scored 3 times in the second. Building controls and refrigeration equipment for facilities throughout the Northeast. Did you know FWWeb did that? Learn more about this proud Boston Red Sox sponsor at FWWeb.com. Now back at Fenway Park, it's the 3rd inning, and the Red Sox have a 3-0 advantage as Henry Owens returns to the mound. And returning to the booth for us, Alex Spear of the Boston Globe. And Alex, we've been talking a little bit about rentals and whether or not they are worth it. And that's one of our questions tonight, and certainly the Royals think it's worth it to get Cueto, and we're seeing that tonight. Maybe the last piece they feel they need to win a World Championship.
The last piece is, since they got both Cueto and Zobrist, which is a really significant, that's a going for it move between them and the Blue Jays. Those are two teams that were more aggressive at the deadline with rental players than we've seen in well, I guess Tulowitzki is rent to own, so he'll be around for a while. But that's you're giving up an awful lot, and you're putting a lot of eggs in one basket. General managers really kind of struggle with that question of whether or not they can have that, that Doyle Alexander for John Smoltz on their resume. Granted, I think that Doyle Alexander was under team control for an extra full year, but we know what John Smoltz did, and it was a lot more than Doyle Alexander for a team that didn't end up winning the World Series once they made that move. I think that there have been there was a really good piece on ESPN about the subject, and in the last in the last long period of time, there have been something like 4 teams that had a rental payoff in a way that it got them to the World Series. Cliff Lee, of course, having represented a couple of the rentals that paid off. That's why the Red Sox have almost always, when they've been in it, operated on that model of let's try to get someone who's under team control beyond this year, because the more you can, the broader you can make that bet, the less likelihood that it's a trade-off that really burns you.
Alex, and that same subject, taking the front office out of it as a player on the field. I know that I don't have a lot of chances to win a World Championship. And, if we're in a position to do that and we can help our club, I know the players feel like, hey, we got to do this. Absolutely.
It changes the whole feel around an organization when you bring in that guy. You have that sense that there is reinforcement that's being given to the efforts to win. And sometimes it's even a subtle move. One of the things that the Giants have been masters of is bringing in guys, who are just the right complement. They aren't necessarily the front of the rotation guy like Cueto. That's hit awfully far, but foul. They've brought in the Marco Scuderos and guys who might be rentals, but not in the kind of traditional sense of being the true perceived game changer, but who end up being that perfect fit for what they need down the stretch. So there's an artistry to those mid-year deals, and there's an array of different approaches. But I dare say that most teams that end up winning the World Series have done something at the trade deadline, whether or not it's a rental or in the traditional sense like a Cueto, or something subtler.
There's a pop-up back is second, and in from center comes Betts. I want to ask you about philosophies. And Dave Dombrowski, we've talked a lot about Dave. We've talked to Dave. He is now the man at the helm. How much of a philosophy change is it for the Red Sox organization now with Dave Dombrowski here?
I don't know, because I think that he's adaptable. I don't think that he's kind of rigid in terms of the way that he's been approaching team building throughout his career. If you see the different places he's been, the Tigers were, of course, a kind of major market in terms of how much they spent over the course of the later years he was there. The Marlins were kind of built up in a different way, and then they were disassembled after he won the World Series with them, and he was building literally from the ground up again. He was a farm director when he was with the Expos, so he's adaptable. The key is that he's a great evaluator, or at least has been traditionally. If you look at his history of trades, it's kind of unbelievable how many of them his teams have come out ahead in. And so as a result of that, you can do a lot of different things, follow a lot of different so-called philosophies if you're doing a really good job on talent evaluation.
And it seems this 6 weeks, it makes a lot of sense to see what he's got here in the organization and join the team now.
Absolutely. It gives you a chance to really get a feel for what your assets are, who can be part of solutions going forward, who represents a trade candidate that maybe is a piece to get you what the players that you really need in order to find solutions to what's been, obviously a very hard Red Sox season that's been bad enough that it's already caused a restructuring of the front office, and there's probably more changes that are going to be on the way.
Here's a fly ball to shallow center again. Out goes Rutledge. In comes Betts, and again it's Mookie who makes the catch. Alex Spear, as always, thanks for joining us.
Great to see you guys. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Alex.
It's now time for you to tweet your strongest fan photo. Use hashtag NESSENDataStrongFan, and you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast. Tweet your photos now, brought to you by T-Mobile. Now it's on to the bottom of the third inning back at Fenway Park. Red Sox coming to bat. 3, 4, and 5 in the inning. There's Xander Bogaerts, David Ortiz, and Hanley Ramirez expected. Cueto had a rough second inning. Red Sox getting 5 hits and 3 runs in the second before he was able to get Pablo Sandoval to ground into a double play to end the inning. Chop to first base, and Hosmer will flip to Cueto for the first out of the bottom of the third inning. Take the family to Fenway one last time before summer is over with the Red Sox end of summer family pack through Sunday. Package includes game tickets, free parking, free duck boat ride to and from Fenway, and a free hot dog and Coke. It's a great deal for the whole family. Had some light rain come through last inning. Right now, precipitation free. 1 out in the third, and it brings up Big Papi. They came all the way from Chicago to see him. David lined out to the right fielder Alex Rios in the first inning, 0 for 1. Now the Royals are shifting on David with nobody on base. Big hack there for Ortiz, trying to catch up to the 94-mile-an-hour fastball.
And velocity-wise, that might have been the hardest fastball that Cueto has thrown so far in the game tonight at 94, and keeping it away from Ortiz.
They've been fouling that pitch back, still 1-2.
Cueto upset with himself there for leaving that breaking ball out over the plate.
Well, DraftKings.com is paying out over $300 million this baseball season. DraftKings has given out $34 million to Boston residents alone since the site launched. Get your free entry into a one-day fantasy baseball contest today by using promo code NESSEN. Swing and a miss, and Ortiz strikes out. First strikeout of the night for Cueto. 2 down.
That time comes back with a changeup against David Ortiz to pick up the strikeout. Pretty nasty pitch down and away. Very tough to make contact on.
So 2 down here in the third, and it brings up Hanley Ramirez. Hanley grounded back to the mound in the second inning. That one zipped down and away, kind of yanked it at 92 miles an hour. Cueto so far in a Royals uniform, 2-1 since joining Kansas City. The nifty 1.80 ERA. 5th start in a Kansas City uniform. Chopped left side. Tough hop, but it's picked on the backhand by Escobar. His throw in time, and the inning is over. I'm not sure the Royals know it, but now they do. I don't know what that was about. It's 3-0 Red Sox. Helps make good things happen. Watch how good things are happening to local people at easternbank.com/good things are happening. This is driven out towards the gap in deep left center field. A one hopper to the wall. Betts will get it back in, but it's a double for Ben Zobrist and the first hit of the night for Kansas City. So Zobrist with a double to get it started. Second time through now for Owens. There is Lorenzo Cain, flied out to right field in the first inning. His first look at Henry Owens. Very deep out there in left field is Hanley Ramirez, almost to the warning track in left field. As Cain will take ball one. It's Hanley out there, step or two from the dirt of the track.
Big gap in left center field for Cain.
Fouls it at the dish and evens at 1-1.
Like Cain might have hurt his side a little bit on that swing.
An oblique or something.
We wouldn't know, Don, because we don't have obliques.
But I think that's where it is, though, if you do have one.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss there, and a pitch down and in. 4-12 since June 20th. With runners in scoring position for the Royals center fielder. Bats here with Zobrist at second and nobody out here in the fourth. Swing and a miss, elevated and got him to chase. There's the second strikeout for Owens, one down.
A good pitch by Owens going up in the strike zone, and you can still see that Cain might be hurting a little bit as he heads back to that dugout. There's the elevated fastball about letter high, and no contact by Cain. 76th time this year he has struck out. If you watched the game last night, I mentioned the fact that these Royals, they don't walk. They're last in the league in walks, and they're first in the league as far as fewest strikeouts. But Cain goes down by way of the K that time.
Wait a minute here.
Yeah, I got to pay you for that. I took your stuff.
You know, as soon as you started in on it too, down by way, I was thinking, oh no, he's not going to do that. He's not going to go the K. But then, sure enough, you did. Threw it right out there like it was your own.
I'm going to tell you the truth. I got stuck and I didn't know what to say.
Couldn't get out.
I couldn't get out of the mess, and I knew you were going to jump all over me.
What's next? Build the cap high. What do you got? Anything? Dirt of the track? What do you got?
Fenway stands as one.
You can use my stuff anytime you want.
I appreciate that.
I'm sure I stole it from somebody else already. So 0-2 the count. Spinning off the backside is Owens. No throw though, but Zobrist back to the bag. Time called late as Owens was about to deal.
Seems like when Owens comes to that set position, he stays there for a long time. That's why you're seeing the timeouts being called here by the Royals.
And not one but two looks in the direction of Ben Zobrist at second base. Hosmer lines it to left. That's going to get in for a hit as Zobrist going to be waved around. A bobble out there by Ramirez. And a run scores for Kansas City. It's now 3-1 Boston. Royals are on the board.
Yeah, I'm not sure that run would have scored. I was watching the third base coach, and he was not giving any sign at all to Zobrist until he saw the bobble by Hanley Ramirez out there in left field. And right there, once the bobble happens, that's no question you're going to wave him in then. I guess it's going to be a base hit, then an error.
They have not ruled on it yet, as the Kansas City Royals have their first run of the night. Now Morales takes strike one. Flied out to the center fielder Mookie Betts in the second inning. Error charge to Hanley Ramirez. No RBI, so a single for Hosmer. And a half-hearted swing there by Morales.
I completely fooled on that curveball from Henry Owens. Gets about halfway through the swing and kind of figured, why am I even swinging at this? He knew right away.
Gets a piece of that to stay alive.
Yeah, that time Owens comes back to the same pitch, just a little bit more outside. This time Morales able to make contact on it. Curveball again to the outside part of the plate, and just getting a piece of it is Morales.
50th pitch coming up here for Owens through 3 1/3 innings so far. Hosmer at first base. And an 0-2 to Morales. First a toss to first, and back easily is Hosmer. Almost hit Morales. Nice play there by Swihart. Keep that from the backstop.
Yeah, and Swihart too was expecting a high fastball. You could see him up in his crouch. And then that ball came down and in, so he really had to make a very quick adjustment. That's a pretty nice play by Swihart. Fortunately, it was to his glove side.
Now Morales chops it to third. Nice pick there by Sandoval to second for one, on to first for two. Double play around the horn. The Royals get on the board, but it's 3-1 Boston. For a limited time, sign up for a free checking account with Eastern Bank. Get $100. Just text money to 36698. Message and data rates may apply. Bottom of the fourth inning, 3-1. Red Sox have the lead over the Kansas City Royals. Royals getting a run back in the top half of this inning. Travis Shaw, Rusney Castillo, and Blake Swihart here in the bottom of the fourth. Cueto fresh off his first 1-2-3 inning of his outing. And Travis Shaw taking strike one. Shaw with a double and a run scored in the second inning. Red Sox doing their damage in the second as one is fouled off Salvador Perez.
Foul tip right off the mask. You can see him bending his head down to protect his neck.
Swinging a foul tip for strike three. Held on to by Perez. Second strikeout for Cueto. First out of the bottom of the fourth inning.
And Cueto going upstairs, up and in with the fastball right there to pick up the strikeout against Travis Shaw. So that at bat did not last very long.
One out in the fourth, and it brings up Rusney Castillo. Singled and scored in the second inning. This one fouled off, and it's 2-1. Well, tomorrow on Dining Playbook, Billy and Jenny explore Foxborough. Check out the best spot to eat after Patriots game. Plus, Jenny tries rooftop yoga and tells you the stops you need to make when you're cruising Newbury Street. Catch Dining Playbook tomorrow morning at 9. I think, Jerry, you need some rooftop yoga in your life.
No.
No? Fly ball. Center field, Lorenzo Cain going back, and Cain can't get it. Up off the wall in a hop. Rusney still running and thinking three, and he'll get there without a problem. A one-out triple for Rusney Castillo.
Now 2 for 2 in a game. The first time it was a bloop to center field by Rusney. This time a long way to center field on the slider. There's the breaking ball right there. It is to the outside part of the plate, but Castillo's able to cover the outside part of the plate with some power. Just up over the glove of Lorenzo Cain in center field, who runs very well. And now the Royals will pull the infield in, down 3-1 in the fourth inning. One out in the inning. As Rusney makes his way to third base.
Now Swihart taking ball one. Blake Swihart with a double and an RBI in the second inning. Picked up his 21st RBI. Now bloop out to left center, and that is going to get in for a hit. From third comes Castillo. Red Sox have their 3-run lead back again. It's now 4-1 Boston. Second hit of the night for Swihart.
Well, it's part of the batting order. Second time they've been very productive tonight. You got to go back to the second inning when the Red Sox picked up 3 runs. It was Travis Shaw who led things off in the second inning with the double on a breaking ball right there, down and in. Then Castillo gets himself a bloop into center field on a ball up and in, and Swihart then takes a high fastball to the opposite field to drive in a run.
Fly ball to center field off the bat of Rutledge, and Cain is out there to make the grab. 2 down.
And once again here in the fourth inning, both Castillo and Swihart very effective.
A combination of 7-8. 4 for 4 now in the ball game. Swihart with 2 RBIs in the game. And that's back up top for Mookie Betts. Double in the first, single in the second inning. 8 Boston hits now in the game off Cueto. Red Sox out hitting Kansas City 8-2. 2-0. Cueto reenacting his delivery.
A very animated pitcher, isn't he?
Very much so. Dave Island, his pitching coach, looking on. Strike two, battled right back. Fell behind 2-0, but now back even at 2-2. Fouled off at the plate.
I just saw Cueto moving that shoulder, moving that left shoulder, and what he's doing, he's trying to get himself lined up with home plate, make sure he keeps that front shoulder in and not let it fly open where the ball just takes off on him.
No one took off on him. Full count. You can tell when he's upset with himself. Two outs. Swihart at first base, held on by Hosmer. Very defensive swing there as Betts fouls it back.
Yeah, I guess when you say defensive swing, this is the definition of it right here. Fastball up and in, and wow. Just glad that ball goes foul.
Pablo Sandoval waiting on deck. Two outs here in the Boston fourth inning. To right center, kind of blooped, and that ball will fall, and it's kicked by Kane off his glove into right. Swihart's going to score from first base, and the Red Sox take a 5-1 lead. Kane came running in, got a glove on it, and off his glove it went to right field, and Swihart, who was off on the pitch, a 3-2 with two outs, comes around to score.
Yeah, the Red Sox really catch a break here. You can see straight away as Kane, and see how far he has to go, and when he reaches out, he just slaps the ball, and it goes another maybe 15 to 20 feet away from him. And that gives Swihart the opportunity to come around and score on that. Kane was really upset with himself after that.
Error charge to him, and then center field. It is a single first for Betts, but the run scores on the error, so no RBI. Second error of the night for Kansas City, and it brings up Pablo Sandoval. Sandoval has flied out to center and grounded into a 4-6-3 double play. To center field, Lorenzo Cain going back and makes the catch in front of the warning track to end the inning. Red Sox get two more and take a 5-1 lead through 4 innings. during the 14th annual WEI Nesson Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon. Your contributions helped raise over $3 million from all of us at Nesson, WEI, and the Red Sox, as well as the Jimmy Fund. Thank you. Rusney Castillo, part of a 2-run bottom of the 4th inning that has the Red Sox on top now 5-1. Salvador Perez leading it off here in the 5th inning against Henry Owens. Perez grounded out to the shortstop Xander Bogaerts in the 2nd inning. Getting his second look tonight at Owens. Owens coming in at 1-1 into his 4th major league start. On 5 innings in his first start at New York, 5 innings in start 2 in his first major league win at Detroit, and 6 innings last time out against Seattle. Most pitches he's thrown in a game is 99, and that was last time out in the 6-inning effort in the no decision against the Mariners. To third, Sandoval. The long throw, plants and gets it there in plenty of time for the first out of the 5th inning. Well, tonight's suits are designed by Joseph Aboud, custom made in the USA of fine Italian fabrics, available at Men's Warehouse. Ready to get some sun this weekend, no doubt.
Supposed to be a lot of clouds moving through this weekend. I don't know. Joseph might have to fly somewhere else. The equator.
I like the sweater. He was trying to get me into scarves during the winter. Remember that? He got scarves to an event we had. And I don't know. I'm not really a scarf guy.
No, you look like a scarf guy.
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm definitely not. You are definitely a scarf guy.
I just kind of feel like, it's not an accessory that really works. You flip it around and get the whole flip thing going. I just don't think it works. Do you?
Yeah, I do.
I don't know.
I do. I can't keep my collar straight. Never mind a scarf.
This is popped up foul off to the right. What's going on with your collars?
They keep flipping up.
Oh yeah, there's still that flyaway thing going on.
Yeah. There's no thing in here. Those things.
Talk to Joseph about that. He can take care of that.
I want some of those things.
Oh yeah, that's collar stays.
Whatever they are.
Yeah. When you look good is when you go to a ball game when it's very warm and you still wear a sweater. That's when you know you're a cool guy. This is lined right back where it came from and threw into center field. A 1-out single for Alex Rios.
That ball hit very hard by Rios. Unfortunate that didn't hit Owens. Line shot right back up the middle, and you can see it just going behind Henry Owens into center field for the base hit. Dive attempt by Rutledge at second, but ball hit too hard. Yeah, you're right about that. When you can wear a sweater in this kind of humidity, you are a cool guy.
Yeah, that makes you a cool guy.
Yeah.
That is a cool guy. Paulo Orlando, the batter.
I don't want to start it right now, but I got a bone to pick today with Gary Strifsky, the striker.
Ooh.
Yeah, but I'm not going to start it right now while the Royals are hitting. I'm going to wait till the Red Sox are hitting.
Well, boy, I can hardly wait. Now, that's a tease.
Yeah. I got
boy.
you. Yeah.
Wow. Gary's nervous. In the air to center field. Betts going back. He's got a beat on it and puts it away for out number 2 of the 5th inning. But right now you get up to 60 months with no interest on anything at Jordan's Furniture. Furnish one room or your entire home. Best of all, you'll get to enjoy it right now. Visit Jordans.com for details. 2 down in the 5th with Alex Rios at first base and Omar Infante coming up. Infante flied out to center field in the 3rd inning. Owens with a check on Rios at first base.
I've already got people tweeting in saying, "Oh, leave Gary alone." wait. I mean, leave Gary alone. No, I'm not going to leave Gary. I'm not going to leave you alone.
Oh, boy. This is something. I can't wait for this. I'm really looking forward to this.
Gary's my baby. Leave him alone.
Oh, guys, I have no idea what to expect, and I'd imagine that's probably really not helping the cause, is it, Jerry?
Don't worry about it, kid.
I might just run. You might not see me next inning. I don't know.
Stay right there, my man.
I don't know. Gotta go, guys. Gotta go. Gotta go work on my obliques.
Pitches in there for a strike. So you're saying you have obliques and we don't. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
They're probably under there somewhere.
Oh, boy.
Probably. I don't know. Under a couple different layers.
Oh, boy. Well, I hope you bury him, Jerry, next inning. The 1-2 pitch to Infante is just going to miss.
Take a look at this last pitch. The fastball just missing the inside corner. Good pitch by Owens.
Gap out there in left center field for Infante with Betts into right center. And a swing and a miss. Infante strikes out. Owens wants to know what's going on. That is the 3rd out of the inning. Gets confirmation. Let's take a look at the Red Sox box score. Yes, do you support trading prospects for a potential rental player? Wow, 60% say no, so they disagree with us. Would not do it. Keep the prospects. Keep your rental. Johnny Cueto trailing 5-1 in this game as he heads to the bottom of the 5th inning. Xander Bogaerts, David Ortiz, Hanley Ramirez here to bat in the inning. Liner into center field and a ringing single for Xander Bogaerts.
All right,
Jerry, what do you got?
Here's my problem with the striker.
Yep.
He announces on air last night in front of millions of people that he's going to get a haircut and get that top chopped off. So what happened? Tell me what happened, Gary.
Jerry, I went in there with the full intentions of getting a full haircut.
What happened?
My guy Kent Newton, I saw him this morning. I said, Kent, listen, it's time. The mop's got to go. And he refused to cut the mop. He just cleaned up the sides.
What kind of hairdresser is that?
I don't know. I got overruled. I don't know. I didn't know what to do. I was taken aback. He said it would be a bad idea. So I said, you know what? All right, you're the professional.
Yeah, but you got to make up your own mind on what you want to look like. I mean, you could have that chopped off and still look great.
You think so?
What are you worried about? I mean,
Jerry, you're the man. You're making me melt over here. It's hot enough, but you're making me melt.
Easy, big fella. Easy.
Easy on the melting.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying. No.
Oh, man.
First of all, who's in charge of your hair? You or this guy?
That's my point. That's my point.
I don't know. I thought it was a joint venture, but apparently you guys are now. So you let me know what you want me to do with it, and we'll make it happen. Jerry came to work, and he was lined up nice and clean. And Jerry, I thought we were going to go with like the players do, the stripes on the sides.
I was thinking about a stripe, but
well,
I'm not sure how well it would play out. First of all, I don't have any hair, so you got to cut it as short as possible to make it look like you got something left, right?
Right.
You got all kind of hair. He's got all kind of hair. No matter what he does, he's going to look good. He gets in the chair, and he won't even do what he wants to do. I don't get it.
He did clip it up a little bit. I mean, if it helps.
He clipped up the sides. I could have did the sides.
Well, you should have. You should have offered. I would have been here bright and early. What, noon?
To short is Escobar. Go to second for one. On to first, but it gets away off the front of the Red Sox dugout. So Ramirez will be at first base as they get Bogaerts on the force out for the second out of the inning.
Good slide by Bogaerts in the second base. It made it very difficult for Infante to turn this double play. There's the ground ball to Escobar. Has to go to his right, but you can see right where Xander Bogaerts is, and he really makes this throw become off balance. And then the throw goes wide at first base, and Hanley Ramirez safe.
I'm not buying this story. I'm not. I just thought about it. I digested Gary's story.
Now,
I'm not
when you
buying
go and you tell somebody I want my hair a certain way, they do it a certain way. They don't try to talk you out of it.
It's how you want it. It's done your way.
I left it open for debate. I don't know.
He panicked.
I did panic. That's for sure. I can't deny that. I did panic.
Yep. Swing and a miss for Travis Shaw.
I mean, you got to get with it, Gary. You know, there's a lot of looks that guys have generally in their lifetime, and you know, you got to mix it up a little bit. I mean, when I was younger, I had long hair. I mixed it up. I had a perm. I had all kind of things going on.
Let's rewind real quick.
This is your window.
You had a perm? Yeah. Nice. I heard that right. That's what I'm talking about.
Was it wet?
Huh?
Was it wet? Was it a wet perm?
No.
Gross.
No.
Looked like a poodle.
Oh, man.
Pitch is in there for strike three, and Shaw has struck out for the second time tonight. Red Sox have a 5-1 lead. TC and Steve Lyons will break down tonight's game, and you hear from Henry Owens. Whatever, whenever, wherever. Who but WB Mason? It's on to the 6th inning with the Red Sox on top 5-1. Now Cities Escobar, the top of the Royals order, to lead it off, and Zobrist and Lorenzo Cain to follow. No one's frustrated with himself as that one up and away, 1-1.
I want to get back to Strzelecki for a moment. Does he have a monitor in front of him?
I don't know,
because I've tried many different looks in my life, and I like to see what he would think.
Gary, you got a monitor down?
Yeah,
there?
what do you got? I got a monitor.
All right.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
How about that, huh?
Oh,
wow.
Take it easy on him, Jerry. Take it easy on him, Jerry.
There's a striker look right there.
That's nice.
Wow.
That's real.
See, forget about the hair. How about that stash?
Whoa. Looks like a flock of seagulls thing going on there.
Wow.
Fly ball center field, struck well. Betts going back, going to be over his head and gone. Home run for Alcides Escobar, his 3rd of the year. And it's now 5-2.
Escobar takes a 3-1 fastball from Owens and straightaway center field. A guy that does not hit many hit that ball very well. Fastball right down the middle of the plate, just a little bit above the belt. And straightaway center field for Escobar. So a 5-2 ball game now.
There is Ben Zobrist, who has struck out in double. That's the 4th home run given up by Henry Owens in his young major league career. There for a strike, 2-2. At the bottom of the zone that time to Zobrist. Lorenzo Cain waiting on deck. Red Sox have a 3-run lead now. It's 5-2 after the home run by Alcides Escobar. Gets the Royals a little closer. Positioned perfectly was Rutledge. A step to his right. Throw in time for the first out of the inning. It's time for a game break brought to you by Jordan's, the furniture store of the Boston Red Sox. Tom? Okay, Tom, thanks very much. We welcome you back to Fenway, where the Red Sox have a 5-2 lead. Cain with a big swing, but shallow center, where Betts puts it away for out number 2. Well, Sunday in an all-new outer space theme episode of Nesson Clubhouse, find out which Red Sox players believe in aliens. We'll break down a baseball swing under a strobe light and look at the moon through one of the cameras at Fenway Park. Don't miss Nesson Clubhouse Sunday at noon, presented by Delta Dental of Massachusetts. Two outs in the 6th, and here's Eric Hosmer. Hosmer grounded out to second base in the 1st inning, singled to left in the 4th inning. Trying to pick up that corner and just missed.
Yeah, fastball down and away. Pretty good pitch right there.
On the ground right side, Rutledge has been busy. Throws out Hosmer. A leadoff home run by Escobar. It's 5-2 Boston. Steelers, 5 innings so far, 10 hits, 5 runs, 4 of them earned. And Castillo swinging at the first pitch, pops it up. In from right comes Rios, looking up into the raindrops right now as he makes the catch. Well, attention Red Sox Nation, there's a reason why the Boston Red Sox and the rest of America run on Dunkin', because our coffee is consistently smooth and delicious. The Boston Red Sox run on Dunkin'.
Hey, Don, I'm getting crushed on Twitter right now because I'm picking on Gary.
Really?
Yeah. Leave Gary alone.
People love Gary.
Oh, absolutely they love him. I'm just saying, man up, man.
Blake Swihart with 1 out here in the 6th inning. Rain falling harder now as this bottom of the 6th inning begins. Sprays it foul off to the left out of play. So far tonight we have been fortunate as far as the precipitation that they were talking about earlier.
My favorite one was leave Gary alone, you balding old man.
To right, and that's in for a hit in front of Rios. Well, Swihart 3 for 3 in the game tonight.
Yeah, big night for Swihart. A double, a drive, and a run. A single to drive and a run. Now a base hit in front of Alex Rios out in right field. That was a changeup by Cueto that time. Very nice job staying back on that for Swihart and pulling the ball for the hit.
Eleven hits, ties a career high. There's a pitch in there for a strike to Josh Rutledge. Rutledge with a single to left field in the 2nd inning, flied out to center field in the 4th. Runner going as Rutledge drives one to deep left field, high, deep, and that ball is gone. Into the monster seats, a 2-run home run for Rutledge. Red Sox take a 7-2 lead against Johnny Cueto.
strange. Brock Holt getting a night off, and you saw Rutledge penciled in at second base, and I'm looking at the numbers. He's 3 for 3 in his career off Cueto coming into this game tonight. Tonight he's 2 for 3, including this home run. Looked like a cut fastball that time, and Rutledge with a 2-run home run.
Now Mookie Betts taking strike one. For every home run the Red Sox hit the rest of the season, Alltown will donate $500 to the Cystic Fibrosis Multiple Sclerosis Fund. Alltown is New England's premier healthier convenience retailer. Red Sox have opened up their lead here to a 5-run advantage on top 7-2. And a pitch in tight to Betts.
Good for him.
A new career high for Johnny Cueto. Having a good time?
Two balding men giving a young guy hair advice. This stuff is great. I love this stuff.
It's still coming in, huh? Do you have your phone?
Just to be clear, guys, everybody on Twitter, they just need to know that this is what comes with, being a part of the Dontourage. You know what I'm saying? If you guys aren't throwing it my way, who's gonna? I'm the third leg of this tripod. I gotta carry my own weight. As I hold this umbrella.
Yeah, to keep your moss dry, because it is lightly raining here at Fenway Park.
Can you imagine if I had a perm right now? Disaster.
Yes.
Am I right, Jerry? Am I right?
Like if this was 1977 and you were Jerry, it'd be awful.
Oh, man, what a time.
You got to love the striker.
This is a little cue shot down the first baseline. Cueto will apply the tag. With the second out of the inning, ran him down. 2 outs in the inning. Toyo Tires, the official tire of the Boston Red Sox. Whether you're taking your truck off-road, the kids to practice, or your sports car to its limits, there's a Toyo Tire for you. Visit toyotires.com to find a dealer near you. So 2 down, and it takes us to Pablo Sandoval. Sandoval 0 for 3. He has flied out to center, grounded into a 4-6-3 double play, and lined out to center. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. 9 of the last 16 hits for Pablo have gone for extra bases. 3 homers, 6 doubles for Sandoval. Chops this down the third baseline, a fair ball, and that's headed towards the corner. Sandoval is headed for 2 bases as Orlando dig it out of the garage door area. And a second with a 2-out double in the first hit of the night for Pablo Sandoval.
That extends a hitting streak to 4 games now for Sandoval. Spraying the ball to the third base side right there. Ball away. Looked like a cut fastball from Cueto. And Sandoval just chopping that ball down the third base line for the 2-base hit.
Dave Island to the mound. I want to remind you to stay tuned for a Red Sox final presented by Uno's TC, and Steve Lyons will have the latest on the American League East and the wild card races. So Cueto not used to this. Tonight giving up a total of 13 hits now in his outing. New career high.
I tell you, the Red Sox have had some good success recently against some of the top quality pitchers in the league.
Runner at second, 2 down, and Xander Bogaerts coming up. Xander got a base hit, a single to center field his last time up, a 1-for-3 night for the Red Sox shortstop. This one fouled back. Now the Red Sox have beaten Sonny Gray, Chris Archer, Scott Kazmir this year. Chris Sale on that list. Yvonne Gallardo. And they have gotten tonight to Johnny Cueto.
Yeah, rising to the challenge against some of the best.
Fly ball to right. Rios out there and right. Makes the catch. It ends the inning. A 2-run home run for Josh Rutledge. A 7-2 Red Sox lead. Pitching line is brought to you by Ace Tickets. 6 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, a walk, and 3 Ks. Pitch 85 coming up, and it's Kendrys Morales who leads it off here in the 7th. Owens, who had 10 strikeouts in his last start, has 3 tonight. So dealing here with the 1-1. Breaking ball. Great diving grab by Sandoval. And a good throw. Nice play by the Panda as Kendrys Morales retired 5-3.
Yeah, that's very nice down at third base. See where he set up low and then has that crossover step, the dive. And then he still has time to get himself in good position to make a throw to first base. You know, most of the time guys rush. But this time Sandoval got himself set and made the good accurate throw to first. Beautiful play.
One out here in the 7th. And a pitch for a strike over the outside corner. Salvador Perez has grounded to short, grounded out to third base. Former Red Sox pitcher Franklin Morales up in the pen right now for Kansas City.
He's the only left-hander they have out of the bullpen.
Swing and a miss, and Salvador Perez down by way of the K, 4 strikeouts.
I'll tell you, I'm much more impressed tonight with what I see from Henry Owens than his last outing, even though he had 10 strikeouts at his last outing. I think this has been a much, much better performance. His control, his command has been very good. Fastball a little bit livelier. He's kept his changeup down.
Against a very good lineup. Here's Alex Rios with 2 down. And a pitch in there for strike 1. Rios has fly to center, single to center. One pitch. Rios reaches out and sends it to shallow right. Castillo coming in to make the catch that ends the inning. Let's take a look at the updated Red Sox box score. Hip hop meets West Side Story in a show-stopping performance that's been keeping audiences on their toes for 20 years. Foxwoods, the official casino and resort of the Boston Red Sox. Book your tickets at foxwoods.com. 7-2, Red Sox on top of the Royals as we head to the bottom of the 7th. This call to the bullpen is brought to you by Kia. Former Red Sox lefty Franklin Morales on the mound. His 51st appearance, 3-1 with a 2.47 ERA. 30 strikeouts, 12 walks, and opponents hitting at .221 against Morales. Morales last pitching on Tuesday against Cincinnati. Pitched in the 11th inning, a scoreless inning. 40th scoreless inning of the year for him. 50 appearances as Hanley Ramirez makes a new friend. David Ortiz leading it off here in the bottom of the 7th. So 0 for 3 last night, and so far tonight 0 for 3 in the ball game. Into the shift here on the right side for Kansas City. Outfield playing for him to pull. David taking it. He takes the strike. Member of the Red Sox from 2011 through 2013. So Cueto tonight 6 innings, giving up a new career high 13 hits, 7 runs. 6 of the 7 earned runs, didn't walk anybody, and struck out 3. Right side, and Hosmer picks it. Well, recovering is Morales for the out on David Ortiz. Well, just one Nexium 24-hour-a-day gives you all-day, all-night protection from frequent heartburn. Go to Nexium24hour.com for savings and pick up a Nexium 24-hour at your local Stop and Shop. One down here in the 7th inning, and we'll bring up Hanley Ramirez. He's grounded out 3 times tonight. Rain starts to fall again here at Fenway, on again, off again, but so far not hard enough to stop the game. In there for a strike to Hanley Ramirez.
Now, sometime you just had enough of your batting gloves, and David Ortiz right there giving his away. There's no hits left in him, so give them to somebody and something they'll enjoy.
Have you given equipment away before?
I actually one time got thrown out of a game and I threw my gloves into the stands. I was so upset. Very unusual for me to get upset when I was playing too.
Imagine. That's hard for me to imagine. You know, you're so mild mannered now, and it's just so laid back.
Yeah.
Relaxed.
When you age, you calm down a little bit. But yeah, I was hot. You know what happened? I had a contract talks that day. Didn't go well. And my game wasn't going too well that night either.
So you carried it onto the field with you.
So there's a fastball goes right down the middle and then calls strike 3, and I'm saying, nah, that's not a strike. And ball's right down the middle.
It was a strike.
You know, so I get the heave-ho from the game. So on the way back, I just started peeling off my glove with one finger at a time and fired him in the stands. I had some classics.
I cannot even imagine being around you when you were a player. I really can't. And I've known you a long time now.
It was not pretty.
I mean, I can't imagine an 0 for 4, maybe an 0 for 12 mixed in, or.
It was bad. It was bad.
I just can't imagine you relaxing.
You know, that's the problem. I really didn't enjoy my playing days because I was so miserable all the time. It was like, if you had a good day, it was like, it's going to end tomorrow. You know?
Right. It's only today.
Yeah, and then you have like a string of 3 bad days, and life's over. It's just. I don't know.
It must have been really pleasant to be around.
I was not. I will admit it. It was awful. If we had plans for like a Sunday night dinner, and very rarely you get to go out during the season, but you got a Sunday day game, so a lot of times you go out on a Sunday night. We had a bad day.
No go?
No go.
No. Dinner is canceled just because you went 0 for 4?
That's it.
Oh. I hope they went without you anyway, and then you just went on your
they don't
merry, miserable way.
Yeah.
This one fouled off over by the Royals dugout. No hits. No dinner.
No dinner. No. Go yourself.
Hanley batting now. Travis Shaw waiting on deck. Red Sox batting here in the 7th inning. Franklin Morales has the first out here of the 7th. And a pop-up foul off to the right, out of play.
I got to send a picture to. I don't know how to do it, but I got to send a picture that I got on the truck of you.
Of me?
Yeah, of you. And I don't know how to do it. Yeah.
Is it me with hair?
They got it. They got it in the truck.
Okay.
They got it, and I can't even believe it's you. Did you have like a facelift?
No, a facelift? Like work done?
Did you have a new face put on?
Like an extra face or something? Is that what you're getting on? Oh, boy. There's strike 3 for Hanley Ramirez, and that is out number 2. I ain't going to answer that question. For every Red Sox game that goes into extra innings, or the Sox get a save, CVS Pharmacy will make a donation to Children's Hospital towards a $25,000 commitment once again this season. CVS Pharmacy is the official pharmacy of the Boston Red Sox.
People think I'm lying. I'm not. Because when they see this picture, this looks nothing like you.
Really?
Nothing like you.
Here is Travis Shaw. Shaw doubled in the second inning and scored. Struck out in the fourth. Struck out in the fifth. That might be the question of the year, or the question of maybe all time.
What?
Did you have a facelift?
No.
No.
It's true.
Where did I lift it?
Huh?
I mean, maybe I need a facelift. You know, they just lift it, I don't know, back behind my ears or something. I don't know.
When we get this picture, we'll see if the fans agree with me. Because to me, this does not even look like you.
I think the difference is that I had hair.
I think there's other differences, too. I mean, look at this.
Look at that. Look at that fabulous moss along with the great Vince Scully. You know how old I was? I think I was 20 in that picture.
I mean, look at you.
I was an intern here.
The eyes look the same, but nothing else.
This is line to left, and it is a foul ball. Striker, did you get a look at that? That moss?
I think you got exploding
That's
chest
a handsome
hair,
man.
too. I think you got exploding chest hair in this picture.
That's a handsome man is all I can say.
Yeah, you do. You got exploding chest hair.
It's exploding. There's no manscaping there at all.
Oh, nothing. I mean, my goodness.
Oh, good. Oh, boy. That is something. But look at that moss flowing, thick. I mean, really thick.
Oh, no. That's, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Did you paint your eyebrows on there?
No, they're a little thick. Two pitches fouled off. Now, what are you talking about the facelift part, though? Where were you going with that?
To me, that doesn't even.
Face.
To me, that does not look like you.
Wow.
I'm sorry. It just doesn't. Here's a replay.
Ooh, and a painful one at that, right off the leg, high on the leg.
Right on the knee, it looks like, huh?
Oof.
Getting some attention.
Sai Takahashi out there. Checking on Travis Shaw and walks it off here, or tries to.
So you were a 20-year-old student at Northeastern at that time, working for Joe Castiglione.
I was an intern over there next door. And Vince Scully came in for the game of the week at the time on NBC.
Oh, really?
It was on a Saturday, and he was here and came in. And
it's unlike you to get a picture taken with anybody.
I was still getting pictures then, and I was only 20. And interning for Joe. I had Joe cropped out of the picture. He was also in the picture, so I started cropping people out very early.
Now, be honest. I mean, people at home, I mean, it doesn't even look like you.
Same guy. Same guy.
All right, let's take a look at
a little less hair. That's all there is.
I see a big difference.
I don't see much of a difference. I really don't.
Of course, in those days, you really didn't, shave your chest hair. You just kind of let it flow out.
No, that would have been 1989, 1990, somewhere there. But you're right about the exploding chest hair. That's disgusting. Swing and a miss. Ball gets a long way away from Perez, and he falls down, in fact, and reaching at first base is Shaw.
I'll tell you, we're going to tell you a true story. We had a guest on here one time, and I don't even know who he was.
I do.
You do?
Yeah, I remember. I'm not going to say.
Okay, no, don't say it.
We can't say who.
But when the guests join us, they usually stand between us.
Right here.
Right here. And this gentleman had an open shirt, buttoned down about 3 buttons.
At least.
And his hair was like flying out of his.
I couldn't see Jerry.
I was trying to see you. We could not see each other.
Flying.
So then we looked at each other and started laughing. And I was gone for the whole interview.
I'm asking him questions and I'm crying. And he's like, what is wrong with this guy? I can't see you around the chest hair. And then the wind would blow. And fluff it. Line to third, picked on a hop by Zobrist to second for the out that ends the inning. We are through 7. It's 7-2 Boston. Is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. Your local Subaru dealers. Sullivan Tire and Auto Service. Thank you, New England, for 60 great years. And by Digital Federal Credit Union. See what DCU can save you. 7-2. The Red Sox have the lead as we head into the 8th inning. Paulo Orlando leading it off for the Royals. That's a fly ball to center field. Mookie Betts out there waiting. And he'll put it away for the first out of the 8th. We'll join Billy Costa and Jenny Johnson at the Marshfield Cask and Flagon on Tuesday for their summer soiree. There'll be a margarita and taco bar, live entertainment, silent auction, and live raffle. All proceeds benefit the Magical Moon Foundation. Tickets can be purchased at the door on Tuesday at the Cask in Marshfield. One out in the 8th inning. Well, Jackie Bradley Jr. taking over in left field for Hanley Ramirez. Action in the pen for the Red Sox. Heath Hembree is up. Liner down the left field line and foul. This is outside as Owens started this inning at 93 pitches deep into his outing. Has retired the last 7 Kansas City Royals in a row. To me, the most impressive outing we have seen from Henry Owens.
Yeah, without question, a total of 98 pitches right now for him as he's into the 8th inning.
Popped up, foul ground. Should reach the seats as Shaw and Swihart are over, and it is up off the top of the Red Sox dugout.
Yeah, it's interesting, too, because a game like this, you know you're facing Johnny Cueto, and, you know, other pitchers say, well, I'm really pitching to the other lineup. Sure you are. Of course you are. But the fact is, you know that you've got to be really good because you expect the other guy to be really good in the game. And tonight, Cueto did not have his best stuff, obviously. Red Sox took advantage of that. But certainly Owens out there with his best stuff tonight.
_100th pitch of the night for Owens. And it is to left field. Bradley got kind of a late break. He dives forward and makes a spectacular catch. And to recover, his first step appeared to be back, and then he comes in 2 down.
I mean, he makes up for a mistake, you know, a mistake by being caught frozen out there in left field, and then the charge is put on, and he's able to make the play. What a play by Jackie Bradley.
The Toyota play of the game.
See him go back a couple of steps, then adjust to come back in. I mean, it's not stuff you can teach. You don't teach that stuff.
Henry Owens loved it. 2 down here in the 8th. Escobar, who homered his last time up with a swing and a miss here for strike 1. Walked in the first, flight out to center in the 3rd before that home run in the 6th inning. On the ground left side, Sandoval cuts it off, spins and low throw, but it's dug out by Shaw. A 1-2-3 8th inning. What a catch by Jackie Bradley Jr. airfare now at southwest.com. 7-2. Red Sox have the lead over the Kansas City Royals as Boston comes to bat here in the last half of the 8th inning. Blake Swihart leading it off and driving one towards left center field, and that ball is going to get down to the track of the wall. Swihart heading for second base with his 4th hit of the night.
Oh, what a great night. 2 doubles, 2 singles for Swihart in this game. Jumps on the first pitch from Morales, a fastball. Finds that gap in left center field. Lorenzo Cain playing it off the wall, and the Red Sox pick up their 14th hit of the night.
Second 4-hit game of the year for Swihart. Josh Rutledge, who homered his last time up, will take strike 1. Rutledge with a single in the second, so a 2-hit night tonight. Sliced foul off to the right, out of play. First home run in a Red Sox uniform for Josh Rutledge. One of the 13 hits allowed by Johnny Cueto in this game tonight. Thought about it, lays off, and it's a ball. 1-2. Top of the order, Mookie Betts waiting on deck. Rutledge rung up for strikeout number 2 for Morales since coming into the game. 1 out here in the 8th.
And Morales gets him on a breaking ball this time. Curveball that's going to be down and in. It looked like it was down and in, but the strike 3 call. And Rutledge can't believe it as he just looks at the umpire and walks back to the dugout.
Did he point at him like he went around?
I don't know. I thought he called it a strike. It's going to swing, yeah.
Yep. Now Mookie Betts will take a ball. Like a pretty good pitch. Mookie with 3 hits in the game. A double to center field in the first. Single to left in the second. Single to right in the 4th inning. Line on Cueto again tonight. 6 innings, 13 hits, 7 runs, 6 earned, no walks, 3 Ks. Red Sox winning last night. Right now on top 7-2, looking for more here in the bottom of the 8th. Well, Henry Owens, after last inning, coming off 8 innings, the longest outing of his major league career. Heath Hembree ready to go for the 9th inning. 3-1. Swing and a miss. That's with a healthy cut there and a full count now.
Great night tonight for Owens as he just pitched beautifully tonight. Command of his fastball, his changeup, elevates the fastball right there. His curveball. I mean, just a beautifully pitched game tonight. And you could tell early because last time out,
over is Orlando to make the catch. 2 down.
Last time out, you know, I felt like he had some struggling going on at the beginning. He had a couple of changeups he left up in the zone, but tonight, right from the beginning, I mean, those changeups were down in the zone. The fastball, to me, had a little bit more pop on it. Very nice outing for Henry Owens.
So 2 down in the inning with Swihart at second base. And it brings up Pablo Sandoval, who doubled his last time up. Double went to left, went down that third base line and into the left field corner. That's a strike at 93 from Morales.
Well, Morales still throws the ball well. He did that here with the Red Sox. Good fastball. Still good velocity on it.
Down the third baseline, foul. Well, right now Ace Ticket has super savings on all Red Sox tickets. Tickets start at just $9, and New York Yankees tickets start at $33. Supplies are limited. Visit aceticket.com right now for super savings. Sandoval on the ground to the backhand goes Infante, off balance throw, and a good one, able to get Sandoval to end the inning. We head to the ninth. Embry will be in 7-2 Boston. The Red Sox have a 7-2 lead. Johnny Cueto chased from this game after 6 innings, a career-high 13 hits. 6 of the 7 runs he allowed were earned. The Red Sox, Henry Owens, 8 innings, 4 hits, 1 run earned, 4 strikeouts. As Swihart 4 for 4 in the ball game, and Josh Rutledge with his first home run in a Red Sox uniform. Well, what a night for Owens, going the first 8. Prior to tonight, his longest outing had been 6 innings. He goes 8 in the ball game tonight. The end of the ball game is Heath Embry, his 6th appearance. Without a record, a 7.27 earned run average, 5 strikeouts, 2 walks, and opponents sitting at 294. Ben Zobrist leading it off and taking strike 1. The last 2 nights, Tazawa coming into the game in save situations and getting saves in both for the Red Sox, but tonight a 5-run lead here for the Red Sox heading into the 9th.
Yeah, we talked about Tazawa in a view from the booth tonight, and the fact that he's been moved into that closer role because of the problem with Koji, and he's unusual for a closer because he's got so many pitches. He's got that curveball, he's got the slider he's been working on, split-fingered fastball, and you see a lot of closers come in. You most of the time have 2 pitches. Well, he's got 4 at his disposal.
Strike call, full count. Well, the numbers for Tazawa: 2 for 2 in save opportunities in the last 5 games, a 1.80 earned run average.
And one thing he's always had going for him, doesn't walk people.
Yep. This one fouled off to the left up into the upper deck.
And that's so important late in the game. It's important all game, obviously, but especially late in close games, not to walk and give a guy a free pass to first base. And he and Uehara have been excellent at that.
Zobrist pops it up foul, and again it'll reach the seats. Let's take a closer look at what's ahead for the Red Sox tomorrow. Starting pitchers here: Donna Ventura and Matt Barnes. Action for tomorrow, as Barnes 3-3 with a 6.59 ERA this year. Ventura 7-7. Closer look brought to you by FW Web Selection Expertise Solutions. More at fwweb.com. To left field, Bradley on the run to make the catch for the first out of the 9th inning. And tomorrow at 6:30, don't miss Red Sox Game Day Live, presented by DCU. TC and Steve Lyons will preview Matt Barnes' start against Kansas City. DCU, Digital Federal Credit Union. What can DCU save you? Well, Owens had retired the last 9 Royals he faced. Embry gets the first out here in the 9th inning, and it brings up Lorenzo Cain. Cain has flied to right, struck out swinging, and flied out to center field. Strike over the outside corner, 2-1. Fly ball to right field, as over is Rusney Castillo. 2 down in the 9th. Well, tomorrow at 6, don't miss Red Sox first pitch, presented by Joseph Abood, available at Men's Warehouse. TC and Steve Lyons will join the Jimmy Fund for a special day at Fenway Park. Two down in the 9th for Eric Hosmer. Hosmer grounded out in the first inning, singled in the 4th, grounded out in the 6th inning. Foul off to the left, out of play. I saw Embry on Monday against the Cleveland Indians, went 2 1/3, season high in innings pitched. Gave up a solo home run to Lonnie Chisenhall in that outing. Ended up retiring 7 of the last 8 batters that he faced, though. And it's 1-2. The hand coming off the bat there for Hosmer.
Yeah, it looked like the right hand got jammed a little bit on that swing by Hosmer as he rolled it over. An awkward finish right there for Hosmer.
Fenway stands as 1 with 2 outs in the 9th. outside, 2-2. Owens thought they might have had it. Not yet. Now they do. Strike 3 on Hosmer. Now Red Sox pitching thanks to that guy as well. Retiring the last 12 Kansas City Royals they face in the ball game as the Red Sox win it 7-2. We're back with more after this.